The reason you don't feel completely confident in who you are might be because you're looking for confidence in the wrong place. You might be searching for confidence in validation from others, current or past achievements, constant comparison, and even ambition, being the best at something. And when those things get taken away, or our ego gets hurt, so do we. Can true confidence really be placed in something that can change in an instant? Because if so, it's not real. Hi, welcome to this channel. My name's Megan. In this video, you'll learn how to embrace your individuality, stop comparing yourself to others, overcome self-doubt, and stop relying on external validation. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you know exactly when new content is released. Also, let me know any of your thoughts or questions or video topics that you would like me to cover, as I'll always take your comments into consideration and would love hearing from you. If we were to press the rewind button and go 5 years back from today, and somebody were to ask me, Megan, what do you struggle with the most? I would have said my confidence. But that's changed, and it took me years to learn where true confidence comes from. We're going to be covering 3 topics today that fit under the umbrella of confidence. That's going to be overcoming comparing ourselves to others, silencing self-doubt and inner criticism, and we're going to quit seeking validation. So first, comparison. You might have noticed that sometimes you can fall into the habit of looking at other people and their lives and comparing yourselves to them and feel like you're falling behind. And you might have asked yourself, how can I stop doing this and feel good about who I am? Let's cut to the root of what comparing ourselves to others really is: a weed. Think of your mind like a garden. What would your mind be like if you had this flourishing garden? You might think of things like love, happiness, joy, peace, fulfillment. Well, what hinders a garden's growth? Weeds. In order for a garden to flourish, we gotta get all the weeds out of there. Comparing ourselves to others is like a weed in a garden. It takes us out of experiencing the joy of the present moment and seeing all of the good we already are and have. Comparison is a device the ego uses to keep us in a place of fear in order to protect us. It's a thought pattern that reinforces the belief in separation. We are all uniquely made and we are made perfect. God created man in his image, and in his image he created him. If you have difficulty interpreting what that verse really means, I found an interpretation in A Course in Miracles that I think would be helpful to share. Image can be understood as thought, and likeness can be understood as of a like quality. God did create spirit in his own thought and of a likeness to his own. There is nothing else. The same spirit that runs through you is the same spirit that runs through someone else. The same source that has birthed your uniqueness is the same source that has birthed uniqueness in someone else, meaning who you are is perfect because the source in which you come from is perfect. Where you are in life is perfect because there are no mistakes in the universe. And a way we can embrace our unique qualities is viewing our uniqueness as a gift we get to bring to this world, because it is. Imagine yourself if you are in any environment. This could be you working out at the gym, or you heading into work, or you at the grocery store. And imagine if your sole purpose for being there, wherever you are, is to be a gift bringer. Let's say those around you, when they see you walk by, they already recognize who you are. They know who you are. They recognize, oh, this person, wherever they go, they bring gifts to us. They enhance the environment. Their presence adds value to any space. Imagine if you were in any environment and that was your experience. Well, it can be. The gifts that you're bringing is you, your presence, your love, your joy. All of those are gifts that you can bring into any environment. When we realize our uniqueness and different qualities are an expression of the divine, it gives us a confidence that can't be taken away or changed by outer circumstances. And when we realize this within ourselves, we realize this is true for everyone. And when we realize it's true for everyone, we get to honor the individual uniqueness of all. A practical step that I want to share with you that really helps take you out of the comparing mind. Let's say you're out on a group date. So it's you, your partner, your friends, and their partners, and everybody just looks stunning. And you start comparing yourself to the ladies in the group, and you're like, oh my gosh, they're beautiful, their makeup looks good, their clothes are great. I feel like mine don't look as good as theirs, or I feel like my hair is not as nice as theirs, or I wish I had a little bit more of their spunk, their personality, yada yada. Like, you see all these good things in them, and then you can, start to feel a little bit less about yourself. Maybe you feel just a tad bit anxious, and you're not really in the present moment enjoying the time with your friends because you have all of this mental nonsense going on in your head. I'm going to share with you the key to get out of that type of mind space if you find yourself slipping into a hole of comparison. Use the comparing mind as a cue to turn comparison into silent appreciation. Turn comparison into silent appreciation. So instead of comparing ourselves to somebody, let's silently appreciate their self-expression. Let's silently appreciate the effort they've put in. Let's silently appreciate their personality. Let's silently celebrate that we get to be around somebody that we value. Silent appreciation is a cure to comparison. I'm gonna just leave that there, okay? Now we're gonna move on to self-doubt and inner criticism. You may have asked yourself before in the past, how do I quiet that voice in my head that keeps telling me I'm not good enough? You've ever heard that voice? I take an interesting approach to answering this question, and I think that it's gonna offer a different perspective. Self-doubt and inner criticism have one source, and that source is fear. When we have habits of thinking fearfully, something that might be helpful to adopt is going to be a lifestyle. Now stay with me here. A lifestyle of contemplation. Why do you say that? Doesn't make sense. What do you mean? Contemplation? Well, the reason I say that is because I haven't swallowed a magic pill and then woke up the next day and never doubted myself or never criticized myself. It takes time. Unless somebody has an awakening that they immediately see the truth of all. And I'll say it takes asking yourself questions to open yourself up to a different perspective. The more we contemplate our inner experiences, the more we open ourselves up to receiving a new perspective. Have you ever seen a picture illustrating perception where you have one picture and there's two people looking at the same thing, but they see it completely differently? At any moment, whatever situation we're experiencing that may seem to stir up that doubt or criticism, it can be seen differently. Like that. Some questions you can ask yourself to get your mind in a place that might see the situation differently would be, what do I gain by doubting myself? How is being so hard on myself supporting my growth? If I wasn't experiencing all of this self-doubt right now, if I wasn't criticizing myself so hard right now, what would I want to be experiencing? What feelings do I want to have in this very moment? You don't necessarily have to have the answer to those questions right away. You might know them immediately, but when you ask yourself questions, don't necessarily search for the answer immediately. Almost ask yourself a question and allow your mind to be open to receive an answer. Don't necessarily go searching for the answers, but open yourself up to receive it from within. Sometimes when we ask ourselves questions in contemplation, we go searching for the answer and we create our own answer. And sometimes that answer might be wrong. But when we are contemplating, we ask ourselves questions and we open ourselves up to receive, we're receiving an answer that comes from within. We're receiving an answer that comes from spirit. That answer might be a little bit more true. Anyway, let's go on. It's in the moments of being in a space of doubting yourself or criticizing yourself, being in that space of fear where we have the opportunity to overcome it. Whenever fear arises and manifests in doubt or criticism, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes when we're having a negative experience, we can be like, oh my gosh, this is so bad. I shouldn't be having this right now. But actually, it's good. Like, it's good that you're having that experience. It's good that you're having kind of a negative experience because the light of your awareness comes on. And when the light of your awareness is on, we can see the mental chains that we are binding ourselves with. We can see where it is that we are not completely free internally. So it's actually a very good thing. And before we move on to the next topic, if you're enjoying this video, please just give it a thumbs up so I know. Thank you very much. The last topic we're going to be exploring is the need for validation from others. Okay. Validation is something that I probably had struggled with the most. I needed other people to tell me or show me with their attention or actions that I was enough. So the question becomes, how do you believe you're enough on your own? Well, seeking validation is a common habit that can drive most of our thoughts and behaviors. I know for me and my friends growing up, we would constantly seek for validation from a partner, which is the most common place we all seek for validation, it seems like. Like if a guy didn't like us or liked someone else, it would lower our self-esteem or our self-worth, or if we didn't get accepted into a group for whatever reason, we would feel like we were less than the other people, or we would feel like we weren't good enough. Just a lot of the mental blah, blah, blah. And our need to be accepted comes down to one thing. We don't know our worth. How do you feel about your self-worth right now? What do you think determines your self-worth? What increases your self-worth? What lowers your self-worth? The sooner that we realize that our worth cannot be measured by any physical or worldly aspect, sooner we'll be able to be in this world, but not of it. No looks, status, personality, skills, relationships can ever determine someone's worth. Then what determines it? That answer is simple. God. And when I say God, I'm not speaking about a religious God. I'm speaking about the consciousness that connects all of life, our source, the source that cannot be comprehended by the human brain. God has no definition. The closest thing would probably be love. Absolute, unconditional, eternal love. This is the key. When we know who we are in God, we know who we are. We know that before we were even born, we were validated. We were already worthy. When we are with God, or have the awareness or experience of our innate union with God, then wherever we stand is holy ground. When we experience this, we no longer derive our worth from who we see ourselves as in this body, but we know our worth because we know who we are in the eyes of God. What further validation of your worth do you need? If you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please show support by hitting that thumbs up button, subscribing, and turning on the notifications bell so you will be notified whenever new content releases. Lastly, if you'd like to connect further and build more authentic relationships, I've linked my Instagram in the description below. Right now, that would be the best place to connect, and if you are looking for support in deepening your self-mastery and improving your lifestyle, just shoot me a DM. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.